Welcome to the AFC Shakedown on the Mafia Sports Report channel and on Ace Per Head and on Sports Jedi Network. Man, fellas, week 18, we are here. This is the final episode of AFC Shakedown. Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, my voice is still terrible. I'm feeling better, but my voice is still not all there. But we have everyone in the house except for one, and he will be joining us later, and that is Juan. So, guys, man, sorry about dipping out on you guys last week early. I tried, just couldn't make it.
Fired.
I know, fired from my job. Guys, so week 18, here it is. My God. Man, a lot at stake for a lot of teams this weekend.
I have something very important to say, Tommy.
Go ahead, Curtis. Talk to us.
That Chewbacca image behind you is like got me hypnotized. I was like,
that is really
so real.
He does look like he's right next to you. I didn't even notice that till now. Whoa! Watch him!
That's pretty badass.
Sorry, Tommy, I had to do it.
No, you're good. Guys, so let's get jumped right into it, man. Week 17. Let's get into the Bills-Patriots game. Why not? Let's jump right into that. A close one, 27-21. Man, closer than I wanted. Curtis, let's start with you, man.
Well, I mean, it opened up with the huge kick return. There was a bunch of fumbles. I mean, if they had kicked those two field goals, it could have been, you could have lost that game.
Well, yep.
Absolutely.
I like the way they were blitzing inside. Those inside fire blitzes, man, really got to you, man. I guess it's Edwards, your left guard. He struggled. And then Allen, just to me,
No, it's not Edwards. It's McGovern.
McGovern. Yeah. Allen looks off. The balls he's throwing, every time he goes deep, I see it short, and he's not as accurate. And he has kind of somewhat sloppy mechanics, and I think the loss of something is really messing him up. He doesn't look himself. I mean, he's running hard and he's making some big, but that arm does not look right, So I was very surprised. I thought Brady has done a really good job. But the last two games, he's been having a hard time dialing up route combinations to get guys open easy. It always seems like it's run and then big play. But, you guys, the defense is freakish with all those turnovers, It's McDermott's doing a really good job with that. Rasul Douglas is playing unbelievable. Your defense is playing really well. Patriots, though, made a real fight of it, man. But it could have gone either way, It does give me a little hope. Yeah, my Dolphins can maybe somehow make it happen.
Yeah. Jedi Kev, I think you were saying when I watched when I went back and watched the rest of the show, you were saying it might be a close game. So what's your thoughts on this this game that just passed?
Yeah, that's what happens when you have these AFC rivals. When you play a rivalry game where these teams get up for one another, the coaching staff, the stories within the stories, and you've seen that there, where it's going to be a close game. And if you're a New England Patriot fan, you were entertained in despite losing because you have draft status. You don't want to root for your team to get annihilated or lose. But if you're going to lose, that's the way, a close game, and put a little bit of a shock or scare value to Buffalo. Now I got to give credit to Buffalo. McDermott, who took over the defensive call for Lazy Frazier, the team is accelerating on defense as the season winds down. And also the running game is starting to pick up. You're starting to see that maybe there is an issue with Allen or not. Only time will tell after the season, where we're going to hear there might be something, hopefully not. But if that's the case, kudos on Brady coming in as OC and working with a limited quarterback. Where they're at right now, they have all momentum going into this final game of the week. And what a good job beating the Patriots. So if you're Buffalo Nation, ride the wave of your winning streak. And you know what? It's a fun season. What can you ask for? Last game of the season coming up soon. You're in it. So good job there, Buffalo.
Real quick before we get on to Trevor, shout out to everyone in the chat. Sorry if I'm a little behind on some of the comments here. Amy, appreciate you being here. Spears Bills Talk, Scott Blakely, Spin, and Roy and Chris. Thank you so much, man. I'll get to some of your chats. But yeah, let's get to Mr. Trevor, man. Close game, Trevor. Go ahead, talk to us.
It was a close game. The defense, again, this could have gone really bad, especially how Zabi was playing with the 3 interceptions. But the defense held its own. We were able to, again, run the ball pretty good. I think we combined for over 100 yards with Zappy running in for a touchdown. You had Zeke Elliott running for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. You had a little bit of wide receiver packages or running packages with Demario Douglas. Kevin Harris, we had a couple of runs in there too. So it was pretty good to see them establish the run, despite the fact that Zappy struggled early, especially with that pick six. I'm like, okay, that was a bad throw. But I liked how they were able to set the tone, especially with the opening kickoff. I'm really shocked that Tyler Bass didn't tackle him, but I thought that it was a touchdown. But that was actually really good. So shout out to Jalen Rigger for that. But other than that, I think that it's tough. That we lost the game, but at the end of the day, I mean, let's be honest. Chad Ryland is awful. Like, he's the only kicker in the NFL that's starting kick that's kicking less than 70%. Any other team, he'll be kicking out the league right now. 70% is unacceptable. The fact that we use a 4th round pick to draft him is a waste, absolute waste. So yeah,
that's crazy.
He probably won't be on the team pretty well. I mean, he's probably gonna put him. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's fourth round is wild. I didn't know you drafted him 4th round. Jeez.
Yeah, it was 4th. I was there when we drafted him in Kansas City. I was like, why? Like, why? And then you look at Nick Folk, who's in Tennessee. Despite the Titans having all these issues, I'm surprised we let him go. He was the most consistent kicker in the last 5 years. We had him for 5 years, and most consistent. But he missed 12 kicks. Chad Ryland, why is he still on the team? We could have found somebody else. But other than that, I was pleased on how they played. They played well. They played hard. They didn't get the win, but again, if he makes those field goals, who knows? Maybe playing for overtime. Who knows? Maybe we steal that one. We don't know. But other than that, I like how he played.
Yeah, man. Opening kickoff return for a touchdown. I was like, here we fucking go. Right, like Buffalo Bills football. Like, we just can't catch a break. But I thought it was a little bit lazy on Bass. I know he's a kicker, but come on, man. He just stood there and just did nothing. It seemed like no. It was like he was almost in shock that the guy was even there. So terrible on his part. But special teams for Buffalo has been bad this year. Smiley needs to go. Our special teams coach. It's just been a wreck. It's not been good. So it was kind of not a real surprise you guys returned to kickoff for against us, but not a great way to start a game. But I thought our defense, considering once again, the players we've lost this year, the key players has really played well, has risen to the challenge. A lot of guys have filled guys' shoes that really, most of us could say, damn, that those shoes are hard to fill, or you probably can't. And they've done a really good job. Rasul Douglas was an excellent trade by Brandon Beane. To be honest with you, he's playing better than Trey White was. So this season at least. So it was perfect timing for him to come to Buffalo. We needed a guy like that, physical ball hawk type player, smart. Takes chances as well. I love those kind of players. He's a taller corner. I think he's like 6'1". Perfect. I couldn't be happier. I think Benford's been playing really, really well as of late. So the defense has really done their job considering everything that's happened to them this season. And you got to give them credit. They failed a little bit in some key moments this season, but overall, I felt like they've done a good job. And that's really why we won this game. The offense was once again just not just in a funk, just really not in a groove. Nothing was consistent. The run game was a little sloppy. The offensive line pass protection has not been well. Allen's throwing off his back foot a lot, which is why a lot of those passes are short. If you look, he's under pressure, and instead of stepping into the pocket, he's kind of guiding back, and and just tossing it, which is not the right way to do things. I know he has a strong arm, but I think it's starting to cost him. Receivers aren't getting open either. A lot of drop passes. Stephon Diggs, the separation is not good. It's not been there. So players need to step up too. It's not all about Allen. You can only go through your reads. You only have so much time to go through reads. So I think that's what the problem is right now. Wide receiver separation and pass protection. And Allen kind of just, doing what he needs to do to get the ball away. But ultimately what I want to see is more James Cook involved with the passing game as well. I think that is a thing we're missing that we used in Dallas and we haven't used it since. So, but ultimately we got the W, and that's all that counts. At the end of the day, no one cares about the score. We moved on. We've won 4 in a row. And now we have the opportunity to win the AFC East. I mean, this is what we wanted. This is what the Bills wanted, and here we are, right? So we got the job done. That's all that counts. But yeah, your kicker. My God, I kept saying, why is Bill Belichick running this guy out there again? Like, what is going on here? He's not going to make it. Like, it was so clear. So, yeah, I don't know if he cost you the game, because I still think Buffalo would have winded up finding a way to win at home, even if he makes those 2. But, of course, it would have been interesting if he did make those. But, yeah, that was it. So let's get to the next game. And my God, was this a beatdown. Ravens 56.
I gotta go, guys. I'll be back. I'm gonna step out for a few minutes. Let me know what I missed, okay?
This was brutal, Curtis. I swear, you guys are an odd team. You guys either put up 56-19 on a team, or you get beat 56-19. What is going on, Curtis?
It's basic. It's if you can't run the football, you can't drive teams out of the box. They don't have to blitz and still get pressure. Then you're not gonna do well. And this team, they keep talking about, well, can this team beat good teams? It's not that. It's, can this offense beat a good defense? The O-line, if it doesn't get the ball out of 2.2 seconds or less, they give up pressure. They can't run inside consistently. It goes back to the offensive line, I was a stat yesterday. I was looking at the Dolphins are second worst in the league at 50% at 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 conversions, and they only got 14 on the season. So they're not attempting them, and which that says to me, either McDaniel's an idiot or he just knows they can't complete it, get successful. And then even when they do, it's the second worst, and that just talks about your interior offensive line. Khan is not coming back. Eichenberg's there, and it's like a black hole. We get Hunt this week, so maybe he'll offer some hope. But that's the reason why we can destroy bad teams, especially when our O-line is mostly healthy. But it's against these good defenses with an offense. Jets have a great defense, but no offense, so we can get by with that. But that's the major problem is, when every time we go against a good defense and there's a good offense involved, and then the defense doesn't have to be, desperate like the Jets are, we put up a touchdown, maybe 2, and then a couple of field goals, and that's it. Same thing with Dallas, Philly, KC, and that's what really concerns me tomorrow. The only thing I could say is we're home and we got Hunt, so maybe, but there's a lot. Holland just got downgraded. It was bad.
What about What about Roy coming in saying Waddle seems healthy enough to play, but what's the status of Mostert?
Mostert is uncertain as well. And even Waddle, he ran some routes, but it's totally different when you run routes and then when you get dragged down with your foot in the turf. So I think Waddle's going to be spotty at best, but I could be wrong. It was a high ankle sprain. It's usually minimum of 2 weeks. And then Mostert, he got messed up. They try to minimize that, but you look at the shot he took on the leg. It was knee and ankle. They're really beat. I don't want to hear about it, though. Ravens, they beat the heck out of us with no defense because they just sat nickel all day. So we should win, but we're really banged up. You guys are really healthy. The good news is if somehow we win it, you guys are going to totally wet the bed, and that would be nice.
Callie Blitz saying the game might be on Peacock instead of NBC. Just sort of through. I mean, I didn't hear that, but if that's true,
that's nationally televised. No way.
Okay, I didn't think so either.
And it sucks that Daquan's back too, might I add.
Yeah, he got back last week. Actually played pretty good for him coming back. And I believe Von Miller will play this game as well. I think they were just resting him. Not that he's been unbelievable, but we said it last week, or actually this Friday, because a lot of people are like, oh, just sit him. But here's the problem with sitting Von Miller is no matter what, offensive line, offenses are going to respect Von Miller, regardless if he hasn't been right or not all season, rather than Kingsley Jonathan. I'm just saying. So that's why you have him out there, because you never know, one, and two, you have to respect him. So just throwing that out there, he probably will play. Leonard Fournette, by the way, Curtis got called up again, so he is officially now on the 53.
Oh yeah.
So he'll be playing.
Slamming it in, my boys.
Yeah, that's what they look like. So Jedi Kev, man, jeez, whooping here. By the way, what was your guys? Because I obviously wasn't here. I don't remember. What was your score predictions on this game?
No, I liked Miami to be Baltimore because of the lack of
wow. Okay.
So I thought, lack of running game. They're not going to look ahead. They want to take care of business, so they don't have to be in a back against the wall against the Ravens. And, of course, it didn't go well. I thought it was going well because they started moving the ball. You saw Wilson had a touchdown early for Miami. And I was like, man, I told Curtis, look for Wilson in the slot to get some opportunities, and as well as the former Jet Barrios. I say maybe they could use that there if Waddle or Hill was not really effective. And they just got their doors blown in, man. And, man, Deshaun Watson, MVP of the league, I don't want to hear it. That was a phenomenal job there by Watson, and this game is going to be for the division, all the marbles. That's what you guys wanted. You got it.
Yeah,
you
man.
You mean Lamar. You got me confused there.
Oh, I did. What did I say? I did say Jackson, though. I said the wrong Jackson.
No, you said Deshaun Watson. I was like, what?
Lamar Jackson. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long season, guys, all right?
They just beat the hell out of us. That was the whole deal, man.
Trevor, what's going on with the Dolphins?
I think I wanted a massage.
Well, with this game, unfortunately, it was pretty neck and neck until around the second quarter, and then it got out of hand. A lot of turnovers. And that's what happens. I mean, like I said, as much as I want to bash on the Dolphins for not beating good teams, I mean, they did beat Dallas the week before, so you can't say they can't beat a bad team.
Are they really a good team though?
Record wise,
come on.
Let's be honest. Good point. But record wise, yeah. But other than that, it was a hard-fought game against Dallas the week before. They were playing well until after all those turnovers over, and then this completely fell apart. If you notice something, if you look at the time of possession, the Ravens only had like 30 seconds more than the Dolphins, which is very, very interesting, because a lot of the time we just the Dolphins shooting themselves in the foot, and the Ravens capitalizing on it. But other than that, I'm not surprised. I was surprised by the score, but I wasn't surprised they were going to lose the game. But I mean, think about it. Miami's already want to hit the playoff spot. They just wanted to wrap it up right then and there, and hopefully move on to Buffalo this weekend. But other than that, I just think that they had a stinker. I mean, they were due for a stinker. I didn't think it would be this one, but they got it. Hopefully, they get it out of the system, and we'll move on from there. But other than that, it's just yeah.
Yeah, Dolphins are, man. Like I said before, man, they're an odd team. You don't know what you're going to get, and kind of like Buffalo. This is the one season I will say for at least in a long time. I have no idea what I'm going to get week in, week out with this team. I have no idea. It's so frustrating to watch. I love my team. I love what they're doing, but it's just it's very inconsistent football, and it's been that way all season. And that wasn't the case last year. It wasn't the case the year before, really. I would say 2021 when we went on that little run, a little inconsistent, but not like this. This is wild. Firing your OC, right? A lot's gone on in Buffalo, and we're still here. We still have an opportunity. It's kind of crazy that we're sitting here. But I did say and Curtis kind of said this really to start the year off, was Week 18 probably will come down to the AFC East title or AFC East championship game. So it's a long season. Our injuries came early and often, and now we're getting healthy, and now the Dolphins and a lot of other teams' injuries are coming late and often. So bad time for some of these teams to get to, be on that side of the ball where injuries are playing a huge role in their team success. So we'll see. But I feel bad for Miami. And I will ask you, Curtis, too, because I kind of touched base with you a little bit on it. But I never heard a guy scream with that much pain on a football field. Bradley Chubb, tough dude, man. I felt bad for that dude. Should not have been out there, in my opinion. Listen, I understand players can get hurt anytime. The whole preseason, should players play or not, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that. Like, I get that players can get hurt week one, look at Aaron Rodgers. But what was the reason? Well, why would he be out there at that point of the game? Like, what was the point? So I guess I'll ask you, why did McDaniels have any starters out on the field that late in the game where it was pointless up to that point? Like, why?
I don't know. His statement was that, the players wanted to end the game right. And, look, you look at Phillips, same thing kind of happened, but that was a non-contact injury. Then Chubb. So when you get a non-contact injury like that, that usually means that area has been weakening, and you finally get the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, maybe you could say the turf did it on Phillips. It's hard to say, but there was nothing where his leg locked. He just took off and it went. So I think both these guys had some kind of aggravated injury, and it could have just happened in the next game. To me, that's like I don't know. It sucks. But I feel like that the whole McDaniel kept them in too long was used as cover for the greater failures of this offensive line and inability to be physical. Because the Dolphins, one of the best things the Dolphins have is their media machine. They have the best media machine. The main coverage guys are so lock and step with the franchise that the whole week leading up to this game, all you heard was a 30-year problem has finally been turned into a strength, talking about the offensive line. It was a media push. They media pushed for Jackson to be considered to the Pro Bowl. He was a fourth alternative, which he should never. So to me, it's maybe he kept them in too long. But, our GM was literally laughing. Yeah, the fans are more concerned about the depth of this offensive line than we are. And there's nobody even mentioning it or bringing it up. To me, sports media is near dead. So you got guys who get access to the team, and in order to maintain that access, they got to kiss up and follow company line. And so to me, he kept them in too long. Yeah, maybe not. I know how I've seen that happen so many times, but it wasn't the real major story, But it became that, and they used that stuff. So I really don't even care, to tell you the truth. McDaniel's got a lot of all the stuff on his table. Why do you take a run game coordinator who's never called in his life, bring him down, make him the HC and OC, and say you got to win and go to the Super Bowl now because we're going all in, and then don't give him an offensive line? To me, that's the heart of the story, not whether he made this call or that call or whatever. You'll never hear it, though, because sports media sucks, especially in Miami.
Yeah. And in general, I think, man, especially national media, national sports media is just as bad, if not worse. Oh, man. So here we are, man. Week 18, fellas.
I liked it better a couple of weeks ago when it was the Dolphins season and we're going to the Super Bowl.
I know. Here we are. Here we are, man.
As much. When we reboot, I want to scrum save and go back.
Here we are, man.
We gotta beat the Titans.
The Titans is the game.
If we didn't lose to the Titans, there's none of this.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It is absolutely true. And it was the one game that you guys, because you guys took care of business, unlike us, against teams you should have taken care of business against. But the Titans was the one game that you blew, and it was such an odd game because it wasn't like the Titans caught you sleeping right away, and they just kind of beat you up the whole game.
It
you
was
guys
so close.
You guys, you're right, but then you had the
14 points.
The momentum swing. Usually, momentum swings in football or any sport in that time of in that quick of a time can usually turn the game around. Like no matter what, basketball, whatever, football, baseball, and I was like, the game's over. It was like 5 minutes to go. You're up 14. The momentum at home, and I was shocked. I did not. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So yeah, that game, it was almost like it was meant to be. Like it made for week 18. Like it was just that game, that moment led us here, man. And to be honest with you, it really did. That doesn't happen. You guys are resting your starters probably right now. And playing us at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So
it's so crazy, Tommy.
Yeah.
And it all came down to all we had to do. Look, they drove down the field and scored, and then we got the ball back and we tried. I did a video on it. All game they played nickel, and that drive just before the last drive, they came out in a 4-3, and we ran on it first down, 1 down and 2 down. And because we ran into the teeth of that big defense, we couldn't barely run on the nickel, and we didn't try to pass on that big defense. All we needed to do was burn like 45 seconds, and it was the inability to get even a first down that killed us. I mean, all the things involved too, but that was unbelievable. I literally turned the game off because I had electrical problems. I was like watching it on like the phone and like YouTube guy talking about it.
You had to be going crazy if you're watching, especially if you had TV.
I'm like, we're up, with 4 minutes left. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm getting a headache jumping through all these devices.
Can you imagine you're watching your team, right? And the momentum swings and you have like 5 minutes to go. You're up. You're like, oh, all right, I lost my power, but everything's going to be smooth. And you fucking check your fucking phone.
I didn't check the next morning. I'm like, ready to do. I'm like, in my mind,
dude, I would be like, what?
Podcast. I'm like, what?
Dude, that happened to me on week 1.
My hair went on fire.
That would be devastating.
Week 1, Buffalo, New York. When Rodgers goes down, I lost power because we were.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You told me.
Yeah, it was terrible. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
By the way, guys, Spin, I'm not meaning to miss your chats. I apologize. And Spin, by the way, is a member of Mafia Sports. I'm sorry, man.
He's a Fins fan. We all know that.
Listen, guys, I'm sorry, man.
He just jumped ship when we went down.
No,
I'm not ignoring. Listen, I'm not ignoring anyone. I promise.
No,
I'm
we
trying to get everyone.
We read everyone's chat. Everyone gets acknowledged, not get ignored.
Yeah,
everyone
normally. Yeah, normally I got Mikey, who usually takes care of the chat for me, and I try my best. But sometimes, guys, we get on a roll talking, and I can't scroll up in time, and it's I'm not.
He's got the sausage fingers. He can't type. He picks it.
It's true.
Hey, I resent.
But I'm getting to him.
How do you spell Curtis?
But we love all of you guys. Spin, Amy, NPR, Jimmy. Honestly. Jimmy the Trumpster. Oh, the Trumpster. Baltimore will lose on purpose to try not. You know what? I was not thinking that, but I was. And I'll ask you, it would not be a terrible idea for Baltimore to let Pittsburgh win, because why let Buffalo? Now, I'm not saying you would let Buffalo, because Buffalo still would have to win. Like it's up to Buffalo, really. But it's actually not a bad thing, like if you're Baltimore, to have Pittsburgh in there rather than Buffalo. So I get that, but I don't. But I've also remember Buffalo playing Pittsburgh years ago, and all we had to do was win. I forget what year it was, and they played their backups, and we still couldn't fucking win. So, and all we had to do was win. But so no, listen. Would they want that? Yeah, of course. But I don't know if they're going to purposely have Pittsburgh win. Like the game is 7-0. It's close. They're in the second quarter. Yeah, Baltimore is just not doing anything on offense is all. but it's not like Pittsburgh's lighting up the scoreboard here. It's 7-0. So, NPR, hey, you guys are way better than the other streams that only read super chats. Listen, I told you guys about how I feel about that shit. Let me tell you let me tell you something. Yeah. Listen, I don't, obviously we like super chats. I accept super chats. We put a lot of content creators like myself, like Curtis, like Sports Jedi, Kev, we put work in this, right? Like, and we appreciate that, but we don't just go on our channel going, fuck you guys. Unless you send a super chat, I ain't fucking responding. I ain't looking over. I'm not acknowledging you. Like, that's not how I roll. I get if you have a million subscribers and their chat is just like, I've seen that. You can only respond to so many, but that's not, come on, let's be realistic. Even the some of these guys that are out there, they don't have that many things going on. They can respond. They just don't want to. I went on, I'm not going to name the channel, but I went on the other day, like a week ago, and I'm chatting. I'm thinking, damn, nothing. And they're not responding to anybody. And I'm like, what I said, what is the whole point of going live is the interaction with the fucking fans, with the subscribers. That's the whole point, guys. And I apologize. Like that's what I always say. If I don't get to your chats, I apologize, but I'll at least put them on the screen. I'll acknowledge that I read them. And I think it's just, it bothers me, man. It bothers me is when they put it, super chats come first. Like, dude, stop. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's how I feel about it.
Tell the truth, Tommy. I can't even talk to you unless I send a super chat.
Yeah, and Curtis said, and the only reason Curtis...
Tommy, I want to make a comment. Super chat me first.
The only reason Curtis is on here is because he had to pay me to be on his channel. It's all about money.
Super chat. I mean, come on. Just give me one without a super chat.
Matter of fact, Curtis, when I told Curtis about the live, because Curtis was a little nervous going live at first, guys, believe it or not, I told him, yeah, there's super chats, blah, 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 blah. Look at Scott. I'm used to it. Scott, I acknowledge you. You are the man. I apologize, but
and he does a great job at going into other channels and get acknowledged.
Yeah, Roy. By the way, Roy was there on the chat that I'm talking about. I'm not super chatting these motherfuckers. Anyways, but I told Curtis about the whole thing. Curtis like, what's that? What is that? I'm like, they send you money to like just, I don't know, like to say thank you. It's really a thank you. It has nothing to do with.
Or
it's a tip, but you don't have and I told and Curtis is like, oh, whatever. Like whenever I see Curtis get a super chat, he's just like, cool, like but he's never. It's not like, oh, send more. Like,
I feel creepy over that.
He feels weird. He does.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like
right here.
Salesman.
Right. Like I said, I listen. I appreciate them. I do. Like, I really, honestly, because it does help us. It does. Like, this shit ain't, I always tell people, like, I am always trying to upgrade my lighting and my cameras and my microphone. That shit ain't free. The internet's super expensive because I have to pay for high speed. Like, there is stuff, money, but I'm not asking for anything, but I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But these motherfuckers, boy, they're just like, that's all they care about. That's all they want. And this is fucking, dude, it's crazy to me, man.
And the weird thing is people support them.
Yeah, super chats get priority. Ooh,
yeah, I mean, and people continue to support them. So that's why we tell you guys, spread the word, share, subscribe, let other people know what we got going on every one of our channels so you can be part of it. And
exactly.
Of course, and you guys see the proof is in the pudding. Amy, who comes and we acknowledge her on our platform, as well as Scott. Yeah. And so forth, and we love that because without you guys, I could be talking to my dog right now, and my dog is going to look at himself, lick his ass, and ignore me. So I rather talk with everybody from everywhere.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't ignore anyone. I talk because that's what it's.
Absolutely. Yeah. By the way, Hooked Up Joe, I think he came from Curtis's channel, I believe. Man, a Finns fan, but a very good dude.
Boy.
Yeah, a nice guy, man. So thank you so much. Because we get a lot of sometimes, you know this, like a lot of other fan bases come and just trolling or talking shit. Like I don't mind a little talking trash, but some of them are just no good. You know, that's all they want to do. Oh, hold on, we got a priority super chat. Everybody, get out of the way, bro.
Back of the line.
Super chat, bro. Real quick.
Come in to the Rockberries.
Thank you, Scott, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Oh my God. Super chat. That's yes.
I super chatted him, Scott, to let him know you super chatted him. I was allowed to talk. It was a cheap super chat, though. He gave me a discount. I pass on super chats. 25% off.
Oh my God. By the way, guys, so Juan will be here soon. So before we move on to the next game, which have we what game are we even on? I got so sidetracked. Have we talked we haven't started week 18, right? Okay.
Final week. We went right into it.
Okay, cool. So so week 18, you know what? We'll jump into the real quick game then. Let's before we get into the main game. So week 18,
let's get beat the snot out of the Bills 55,000 to 1.
Let's get into the Jets game. The Jets and Patriots. Jets and Patriots. No, we'll leave that for last because we're still waiting on Juan. Jets and Patriots. Curtis. I mean, what's going to go happen here? Like, what are these teams playing for, really? Like, you know what I mean?
They're
like
playing for a draft
spot, right?
Game a hot potato. You take it. I don't want it. You take it. I don't want it. You take it.
Right.
I don't want it. It's yours. I promise.
Hey, Dan, it's fine, bro. I'm just fucking with you guys. You know how I do. Scott used to have a star, by the way.
It was 56-19, I think.
Oh, man. All right, so what do you got score-wise? I mean, I know there's not a lot going. Oh, by the way, real quick, though, the Jets did release Dalvin Cook. He got picked up by Baltimore. Smart pickup. It was a smart pickup. Can't hurt him. Yeah. So what do you got, Curtis? What do you got score being?
Oh. I think the Jets are going to try to throw it more. They need a higher pick to get the offensive lineman. But then the Patriots want the receiver Trevor was talking about. I don't know. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair.
Oh, my God. Scott is on fire. Sorry, Curtis, but this got super chat is a priority.
We got a priority, bro. We got a priority. Super chat priority. This is from Dan. He has no money for priority. Well, that's a very nice of you, Scott. You know, this is the holidays. It's time for giving.
It is a Three Wise Men Day, and they celebrate that in all the Caribbean. So, Feliz Dia de los Reyes, Dan.
Oh, man.
All right, give us a score. Any score. Throw us a score.
I don't know. 20 to 14 somebody.
It's only 14 somebody.
14's 2 touchdowns. I don't know if I believe in that. I think the Patriots win 20-13.
Woo! Jedi Kev, what do you got?
Look, first of all, this season is done. Capute's terrible game. Good for Dalvin Cook for get released. They should have done that week 4 or, prior back then. This is a game, as Jet fans, we want to lose this game. We want a better pick. It's all that good narrative. But if this is Bill Belichick's final hurrah on the sidelines for the for the Patriots, we want to actually beat the son of a bitch and finally say we break that streak. And then because he's going to have that over the franchise, 15 in a row and all that good stuff. So I'm torn. I'm torn on which way to go on this here. And they're not going to draft a quarterback. The only reason why I want a better draft pick, because now you could trade back and get a king of ransom for that pick, someone who wants a desperate quarterback. You could move back and get even better players to replenish and actually compete for a winning season in upcoming 2024 season. My thing is, this is the Jets. Jets are going to do what Jets always do. They're going to find out to screw it up. I don't know how, which way, whatever. I'm expecting the worst. They'll probably go out there and win this game in a rout. They'll probably go out there. Everybody's going to go pump their chest, and they'll go out in a rout and win. And at the end of the day, the Jet fan base really loses because we're getting the moron Salah back. We're getting, the everyone back in the coaching staff. I kind of want to get embarrassed, but the owner's not changing anyone. So I hate to say it. I think the damn Jets win this damn game. Jet fans saying, actually, I wanted to lose for that reason. I explain it. And this is a game that I don't even know what to say the score is. I think it's going to be – I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2-0. You get a safety, and that's the end of the day. But no. But let's be honest. It's going to be somewhere 17-13. Jets, and they'll go out there like they won the Super Bowl.
Hey, Kev, I was thinking about your team, man. You know what you guys got to do? Robert Hunt is going to be a free agent, and they only can't tag him. They can only tag Wilkerson.
Hold on, we got a priority super chat. And Roy Scott is giving some money for Roy for the holidays for $1.
There you go.
Thank you, Roy.
I'm telling you.
You could sponsor a super chat for $1.99.
yes, that's great.
I'm gonna somebody sponsor me so I can get it free. I gotta feed my kids.
Let's start sponsoring super chats. It's the new thing.
It's the Scott Bakley. This show has been brought to you by Scott Bakley and his super chat.
Yeah.
He's got to be a piece on. Hey, he's got to be a piece on next year's first show. You got to remember to put Scott Bakley presents.
I will. Yes.
Right.
Sorry, Curtis. What are we?
But we can't pass
a
that
super chat. Wait, I'm gonna super chat you so I can get priority, Tommy.
Yeah, it's the only way you're gonna talk. Oh my God.
Go ahead. Jets, man. If the Jets really want to stick it to the Dolphins, they overbid the Dolphins on Robert Hunt. They need the O-line. They take one from the Dolphins. The Dolphins can't franchise him because they got to franchise Wilkins, and that would gut the Dolphins and help you guys. He's such a good player, man. And if you look at the guard positions, they're going through the roof. And I think he's like 26 years old. He's just young. So there's opportunities for you guys.
I think the Giants
very interesting. But I think if you guys get a good pick, grab that lineman.
Yeah, they're going to get the lineman from Notre Dame.
Scott with the prediction, 99-0. He loves it, man. Thank you, Scott, once again, man.
Let me get on that.
Spin. I don't get that rule. What happens to the rule that if you go out of bounds, you can't be first person to touch the ball, or is it because he's still touching out of bounds when he touches the ball? No, but if you establish yourself back in bounds, you can you can touch the ball. So it depends. I think if he established himself back in the field of play, then he can get on the ball. But I don't know what play you're talking. I'm guessing the Pittsburgh Steelers game. It's 7-7, by the way, fellas, in that game. So once again, there goes the whole Baltimore's just trying to, lose on purpose.
I'd say the Steelers lose to the Packers.
Right. Roy, Curtis, when does Tua ask for a new contract?
It's coming.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what do you think, Curtis?
He's got a really hard agent too. The agent wants big money, so he's on a fifth year option now next year, and then he's a free agent, so he can't do anything. So he, maybe gets this year. Maybe if I'm the Dolphins, I wait to the end of the year because you can always franchise him. But problem is though, they'll have Holland. I think comes up the next year as a free agent, and Waddle, and Phillips. So they have lots of big free agents hitting the market next year. They're in really big trouble. The Dolphin hopeful is like, oh, no, it's all right. I'm like, no. You're $40 million over the cap right now. They haven't franchised Wilkins. And then they got Tua, whose contract's coming up the next year, Waddle and Phillips, and a bunch of other guys as well. And they only have 36 guys signed next year. Van Ginkel's probably going to be gone. So Dolphins are really, if they screw this up and lose this game, oh man, I'm gonna wear the bag over my head when I do it next year. It's not. Did they say
$50 million a year? That's what Callie's saying. I mean, is that?
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna get that much. Oh man, Scott's
on fire.
Scott feels like me today.
Priority. I wish I had a sound effect. I might get one next year. Priority. Hold on. Who thought super chats could irritate the shit out of the panel? Talking about epic interruptions. Yeah. Hold on. We got a fucking super chat here.
I don't want the
Everybody gets pushed to the side for this fucking super chat. God damn them. Oh my God. Scott bringing out the big bucks, man. So funny, man.
Tommy's gonna get that new car.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Right. I'm going to be getting my super chats on my Mercedes. So, Trevor, man, big game for you guys here. By the way, let's talk real quick because we're still waiting on Juan. Juan is tied up still. I'm hoping Juan can get in here on time. So I'm trying to get the show to last a little longer. Bill Belichick, talk to me before we get to this game real quick. What do you think's going to happen? Like, what does your gut tell you?
Until Robert Kraft lets us know that he's no longer available, he's still be the coach next year.
But what's your gut say? Is that what your gut says? Like if you had to place a bet, let's just say hypothetically, you had to place a bet, you know?
You can use Scott's super chat money, by the way.
Yeah, you can use Scott's $1.99 super chat, right? Or you lose it. What are you going with? What's your gut tell you? He will be a head coach of the New England Patriots, or he would not be? Forget about what you think. I want to know what your gut tells you.
My gut tells me he'll be back as the Patriots head coach.
Wow.
My gut tells me he'll be back.
Okay. I guess I'll go around the table. What do you think, Curtis? Will he be back?
Oh, man. I've been going back and forth on this one for a while. He's got to know where the dead bodies are buried. I don't think he's leaving until he wants to leave football. He'll be back.
He'll be back. All right, Jedi Kev, I'll go to you, man. Usually you're the one that usually goes the opposite direction.
It's hard to say he's leaving that organization. He means so much because before he got there, this was a really bad organization. They always had a lot of losing structure.
Oh yeah, they were
regardless of the fact with the history, they only had that appearance in '85 and they got demolished by the Bears. Other than that, that's really what you could think of when you talk of New England Patriots. The fact that they're one of the top teams with all the Super Bowls went under him there, I think he comes back.
Got a little choked up there, huh?
Yeah, I know. No, it was the Peter tips. The Peter tips here, man.
I just thought Bill Belichick has, got you right here, man.
No.
Okay.
He helped my Giants. He helped my Giants win a couple as coordinator, and he screwed my Jets. But still, let me clear my throat there. All that super chat money got me a little choked.
He's got choked up. Oh my God!
No, but he returns. Yeah. He returns. No way you're going to tell this guy who's been a pillar of your franchise. When you tell the story of the New England Patriots 20 years down the road when they turned things around, Belichick and Brady, but Belichick's coaching and bringing what he brought there, regardless of the fact we could debate if it's Brady or Belichick, but him being there and being one of the foundation pieces, he's going to stay until he wants to leave.
Yeah. Amy's saying 37-24 Bills. We'll get to that in a minute. That game's going to be obviously the last thing we talk about. Belichick leaves. The pass defense goes with him. By the way, guys in the chat, what do you guys think? You think Bill Belichick, this is the final season for Bill, or will Bill be back in New England? Remember, New England. I'm not saying Bill back in fucking some other team. I'm saying New England Patriots. Roy, I never thought Brady would leave, so Belichick probably not. That way maybe he will. It was a little crazy that Brady left, but that I kind of felt like was going to happen. I don't know why, because it was just too much going on with Brady before that, with rumors of him potentially leaving with Jimmy G, going to be the next quarterback. Like, I just kind of felt like Brady wanted to prove something to himself and to everyone that he could go somewhere else and be just as successful without Bill Belichick, and he did. So yeah. This one's for me. Thank you. Priority super chat. Thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate you.
They're all for you, Don.
Right? Yeah, that's true. It's all for me. Getting in my pockets, baby. But no, yeah, that's right. Well, technically, just a heads up, because I know a lot of people don't know, but YouTube, lovely YouTube, and I love you, YouTube. Man, YouTube, you've been so great to me, but they take 30%. So just a heads up. YouTube is also saying, thank you, Scott Blakely. Thank you. Super chats. So, but anyways, Bill Belichick, God, it's tough, man, because I think I think teams eventually have to move on, you know, from they have to eventually move on. Like you can't I don't think it's fair to the fans or the new players coming in year after year if your coach that was once great and successful is just not what he once was, especially if he's wanting to do both roles as GM and head coach, and he's refusing to let one of those go, which is the GM spot. That's where, like, I think it. I don't think the owner's doing the team or the fans justice if he keeps Belichick around as both GM and head coach. I think if Belichick were to at least say, hey, I can't do both, or I understand you don't want me to do both, then I would be totally on board as a Patriots fan of keeping Bill Belichick around at least another season to see what, or even two, to see what a new GM can do. That's a younger GM, maybe, understanding offense is a little bit better in this time, where we're at now going into 2024. I would be good with that. But if I like I said, though, if Bill Belichick wanted everything as it's been, I think the owner has to move on. Like, that's how I feel if I was a fan. I respect Bill Belichick. I respect what he's done. But
let me ask the question, Tommy.
Yeah.
Let me ask the question to the chat as well and the panel.
Yeah.
If you're, let's say you're this highly talented young man ready to get drafted to the NFL, and you got a lot of, or your child, who would you want them to coach and teach them the NFL game and the ins and outs and being a professional? That's my question. Wouldn't you want Belichick, one of the most winningest coach there? That's why I'm trying to put the argument on why he should return.
So you're saying what now? Say it again. I'm sorry.
If you're, let's say we turn back the clock and you're ready to come out of the draft, college, or even your child, your son, and they're ready to go play in the NFL, what coach would you want to play under?
No. I'm with you. Like, listen, that goes also, there's, let's go to college, right? You go to college football. You got like a Nick Saban. You got, some of your, right, like your Harbaugh. You go, or even like the older guys, like let's say like the real older coaches that have been around for a long time that people just respect. When they step in a room, people listen, right? There's certain guys that have that respect. Even NFL head coaches, right? Pete Carroll is one of them. Just guys have been around there. You had no. Yeah, Mike Tomlin, you know what I mean? Like, Jimmy Johnson at one point when he was a head coach, Marv Levy, there's certain guys, right, that have that aura around them. But when you're both GM and you're a head coach, that's the problem. Like, if Bill Belichick was a college coach, I think it might be different. I think. Okay, a little bit, because they're young kids. You're not really, you have recruits. It's not a draft process. He's just going there to pitch, right, with his recruits, right? Hey, now the kid's going, hey, wow, it's fucking Bill Belichick in my living room. These are drafting picks that he's drafting. He's not really, you know what I mean? It's just a different thing for me. I just feel like he needs, the NFL's a different beast than college, right? And I think I think the Patriots need to go a different route as far as GM goes. I think he's an excellent coach. I just think what he's been doing isn't working anymore, and maybe that has passed him. Like, what he thinks will work in today's NFL is not working, and the players that he thinks can work just aren't doing it anymore, especially on offense, because that's where the Patriots have been failing, right? So Tom Brady leaves, and they just have never found an answer, right? And they just keep playing this whole quarterback shuffle thing. Drafting Mac Jones, we all knew Mac Jones since day one. At least I did, and Trevor said it, and Juan. Wasn't a good pick. I mean, it really wasn't. And you had time. You've had time. You knew Tom Brady was leaving. You had options. You could have signed a free agent. You could have made a trade. They didn't go that route. They went the route what Bill wanted. And now they're here where they're at. They didn't draft good receivers. They haven't. Matter of fact, the receiver N'Keal Harry is not even on the team anymore.
He's not even in the league anymore.
Right, exactly. They try to get, they try to go the 2 tight end set when Gronk left. That didn't work, right? Hunter Henry and I forget the other guy's name that they overpaid for, and they winded up cutting him the year after. What was his name?
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith. Then they signed the guy from Miami, Gesicki. That hasn't worked. The offensive line is still a mess. So it's really the offensive side of the ball. Then they don't know what coordinator they want. Then they go 2 coordinator sets. That was a failure, right? And now they have a new coordinator. That's a failure. Like, it's just the offensive side of things. I think is where Bill stubbed his toe. He just doesn't. It's not his thing right now. And I think in order for the Patriots to move forward, they need somebody that has a different outlook than Bill Belichick, and let Bill Belichick coach those players. But if he doesn't want to do it, he has to move on. That's how I see it. What do you think, Curtis? You think
the loss of McDaniel really hurt Belichick?
Yes.
Well, he's free. He's available, right? I mean, he wanted to come back.
O'Brien's good. I think the problem was that, you had McDaniel with Jones, and it was good. It was pretty good that season. You could see his almost
made the playoffs.
But then the last year, it was disaster with it. It seemed like Jones went off the rails. There seemed to be a lot of animosity built up between Belichick and Jones. And it was like that time between year 1 and year 3 just kind of created some divide. I think if McDaniel had stayed, you would have just gotten more out of it. I don't know if it would have been enough.
Right.
I thought O'Brien came in and started doing this, but something happened. Mac Jones didn't make those picks and turnovers like he did year 1 into year 2. And in year 2, started to turn into year 3. So I just think that the developmental curve was screwed up, and the loss. McDaniels is brilliant. You watch him, he just seems to call those screens on the perfect time. He has those nice little route combinations for the short yardage. And it was like a very intellectually driven system that worked perfectly with Mac. I think it works better than the O'Brien system. So I think that, Bill made some bad choices. He made some good choices across the years, too. Shula did the same thing. He got a bunch of great players, and then he hit a bad lull. And more than and it just always happens, And it's a problem is when you're smelling your own farts. If you're the GM and a head coach, it's like you can't tell, hey, is that good or not? You need some kind of iron sharpening iron.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
Man, we just found out that you did. So that room, I better have windows, man, because man,
Jose is late to the party, but
my house smells like roses.
I know. Jose. By the way, you're late to the party, but we're sticking around. Juan just messaged me. He'll be on in 10 more minutes, so we're gonna let this thing ride a little bit longer. Everybody here, cool for a couple more minutes?
I got about 15, 20 minutes.
That's fine. If you got, I got a nick. No, that's fine. When you bounce, just let me know. Whatever, just let me know. Either way. But we're gonna stick around. The guys here.
Super chat him first and let him know.
Yeah, Kevin. Super chats only, or you can't go anywhere.
Don't worry. I got my broker Scott there. He'll
Scott. Yeah, help out. Yeah, help out. Juicy Go Bills were taking over South Beach. By the way, I don't know if you heard about that, Curtis. That the Bills supposedly are 52% will fill the stadium to 48%. I don't know how they calculate that.
No. I know what happened. There was
okay. Speak on it, Trevor.
There was a screenshot of a Dolphins fan that had his season ticket revoked for selling his season tickets to Bills fans. So that's kind of wild because a lot of Dolphin fans are selling their season ticket games for tomorrow's game to Bills fans.
Wow.
That's why. So there was a screenshot that said, we're not going to renew your tickets because you're selling the tickets to the opposing team. If you're going to sell it to people who are Dolphin fans, not let me Bills Mafia, Highmark Stadium in Miami. They can't have that. So, yeah, I've been seeing that a lot all over the internet. That's why.
Lumi coming in. Dolphins are treated like underdogs in Miami after leading the AFC East all year, shaking my head. What do you got to say about that, Curtis? And I'll speak on it. Just curious.
Well, they deserve to be underdogs. You go against the best teams. I mean, if you look at Dallas, they're like the NFC version of the Dolphins. They lost Smith on the edge. Their other guy on the right side, Steele, they overpaid him, and he's terrible. They got a good interior three. They didn't get the injuries there, but they struggle against stopping the run. They're a team that if they get ahead with the pass, they can get after you with their pass rush. But there's just a lack of physicality. They went away from the old Dallas team of just running football hard-nosed to more of a finesse style. And I think the NFL is rotating out of that. It's into a pass balance system. And so the Dolphins, they went against a good defense in Philly. It was kind of close. You could call the ref or whatever. They went against a good defense. Again, in the Bills, they got blown out. They were missing, their center and had Eichenberg, who'd never played before, so whatever. And they lost to the Chiefs. They had a couple of guys there, but they got beat up and they couldn't really run the football. And then they crapped out on the Titans in the last 4 minutes. And then they got blown out by the Ravens and barely squeaked by on Dallas. And, Bills have shown themselves to be much better team than Dallas, so they deserve it. They're physical. They can run inside. They can stop the run. They got a good defense. They can put points on. They got a mobile quarterback. And they got a tight end. Kincaid is a very, very – so I totally get it. I think the Dolphins will probably lose. I don't think there's no chance they can win. I think Bills are inconsistent, and they do make mistakes. And I believe it's a home game. It's a possibility. But if I had to bet the house, I'd say Bills probably win. So it's fair.
Scott's saying I'm missing a super chat. I have not. I've pretty much read them all. I'm sorry, I can't see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
We want to be different, so you gotta make sure. Gotta make sure you acknowledge it.
Here's why. I don't know what. Listen, for one, I don't know what the damn score, what they have, and who gives a shit at the end of the day. Like what. That's ultimately it's going to come down to the two teams battle. Like nobody cares what Vegas says, right? Like I don't care unless you're a betting guy, fine. But that doesn't really. I don't care. I don't care who is MVP. I only have one thing in mind, right? And that's Super Bowl. That's what everyone's that's going. Every fan base mind. So who's favored in this game means nothing at the end of the day, right? But. The reason probably why is because the Buffalo Bills are on a 4-game winning streak. That's one. Two, we are healthy at the right time, and the Dolphins are really unhealthy. That's the truth of the matter. Big time. They've lost big-time players. If it was the opposite way, the Dolphins probably would be favored, and it would be understandable. So maybe that's why. But at the end of the day, these are two very good teams going at it. It's in Miami. It's going to probably be close. Now, I have it by 10, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's close. It doesn't matter. The Dolphins been, leading the whole year. We're at where we're at now for a reason. This is it. So, all bets are off. It means nothing to nobody. It's just about, what team is going to give their all out there. And what teams is ultimately just going to shit the bed and lose, and hopefully it's the Dolphins, because the Bills need this one. So.
I don't agree with you on that one, but
Spin a lot. Tommy ignores my comments to read super chats. That's okay, Tommy. I forgive you. But you see, I didn't ignore this chat. Super chat me next time, Spin. I'm just joking. What's up, Connor? Man, I appreciate you, man. I never ignore it. By the way, I don't ignore it. Spin always busting my that's my chat. Tommy, 56-28 Bills. Jesus Christ, no, we're not scoring 56. Stop. It's
gonna be a close game.
Yeah. By the way, did I ask you, Trevor, your score prediction on the Jets and Patriots, and who do you want to win? Really? Like, what do you? I'm sure, as for drafting status, you probably want the Jets to win. Correct?
I mean, if you read the thing about on the screen, as much, and I can't believe I'm saying this, as much as I want to beat the Jets, because why not? It would be in our best interest if we lose. We get the number 2 pick. But something tells me Belichick loves to give a big fuck you to the Jets for some reason. I don't know why. listen, I understand he left the Jets for like one day. That was like almost 25 years ago. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know why he had so much animosity towards them, but whatever. I would love, and again, the problem is I don't trust the Jets to do. I don't trust the Jets. I don't trust the Jets to be competent. I mean, I guess the Commanders are already competent too, but I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I'm gonna say the fan in me wants the Patriots to win, which I think is gonna happen. But the draft side of me was like, you know what, Jets, break that 15-game losing streak, man. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jets, Jets.
You know when shit's bad when you're rooting for the other team
to win. Bad. I can't believe I said that.
You're ugly.
so the fan in me, I'm gonna say New England 20-13, but the draft guy, I'm gonna say Jets win 17-16.
Okay. By the way, I'm sorry, Kev. I don't know if I cut you off in your score prediction on this game. What was it?
No, I said it was 17-13, something small, and the Jets win at the end, and they act like they won the Super Bowl because they
Super Bowl. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, I think because this game's in New England, in the Patriots, I keep saying it, man. They will always play tough football, especially on defense. They will always, for the most part, keep the game relatively close. I think the Jets defense is all but given up on that team. I really do. Yeah. I'm shocked that your owner did what he did and not at least even went into the offseason and thought about it more, about what he was going to do with the GM and the head coach Saleh. I think he's doing it. I think he's doing it. It's an injustice, really, for the fan base. Like that's a shitty thing. And I feel like the Jets shut down. Go ahead.
Let me say this real quick here when it comes to the New York Jets in general. I'm going to make a little bit of a crazy bold prediction. That was a disservice for Woody Johnson to come out and give a vote of confidence 3 weeks left in the season for the coaching staff, because some of the players made business decisions with 3 weeks there. It doesn't look good. Who wants to play, who doesn't want to play, or giving up on the defense. My point is now you have this a situation now that you can't get out of the way now with Rodgers, McAfee, ABC, Kibble, and it has nothing to do with the football. But now it's starting to become a circus outside of the football realm, where I'm going to think come next year when we do the AFC Shakedown, I'm going to be surprised Rodgers is not even a quarterback in the league or in the NFL or even for the Jets. Because this stuff here outside of the acquisitions is serious. We're back and forth. And if the owner had a spine, he would just say, you know what, we have to cut bait. I'm going to clean house with everyone. And I think it'll help the fan base get excited, especially when you're asking for season tickets renewal. And you're going to have a chance to get either Penix or any of these good quarterbacks. And there's good candidates out there where you could bring a defense with a good offensive coordinator. You know, Washington is finally probably going to let go of Bieniemy. Bieniemy will be out there. You know, you also have guys like Frank Wright as an offensive coordinator. You have choices this year. And if you were Woody Johnson, why stub your toe with that? And you had an opportunity there because, once again, that Epstein acquisition is really serious. It's not a football sports. This is a global, a really serious nonsense where now, you know, you're looking at Pat McAfee might be even moved out of ESPN completely. Rodgers might not even come back. And some people tend to disappear when they touch that Epstein role. I'm not saying anything funny there, but you know, I'm not trying to be funny. Things happen, and it's getting outside of the realm of football. And the commissioner wants to keep the money machine going. So that's just a prediction here, or at least a hot take with it. And if you're Woody Johnson, cut bait. You have a chance and out there. Cut bait. And you know what? I think Jet fans will look. We've been waiting 55 years. What's another reset? It happens. We already used to it. I understand we get tired of it, but man, this is gonna be toxic. You're going in through the off season, so interesting. From Jet.
Yeah. By the way, Jason, we already called up Leonard Fournette. So he's officially, I believe, now on the 53 because I think once you call a player up twice from the practice squad, so now he will be heading into the playoffs on this team. Now that doesn't mean he'll be active because you can still make a player healthy scratch, whatever. But he right now is on the 53. So that was the call up. Now we still have one more. They could call up somebody else, but the only other person I could think of will be Andy Isabella, which I just don't see happening. So yeah, real quick on the score prediction, I have it like I think the Patriots win. I think 2013, something like that.
That's what I said.
2013, I think the Patriots win. Just because it's the last home game, and I think they're still trying to play for Bill. Believe it or not, I think players, they still have that respect for him, and maybe the rumor is spreading around there in the locker room, because I'll be honest with you, even though it's a rumor, it was a hot rumor, and I could be wrong, but I didn't hear anything about Kraft denying the rumors, unless that's true. Did you deny it, or anybody deny it from New England, Trevor?
Nobody really said anything much about it.
Okay, so see, that's odd. To me, that's odd because it came from a reliable source, I believe, that rumor, or at least wasn't like just Joe from Twitterland. So I am a little surprised that Kraft hasn't really responded, like saying Belichick will be here next year or anything. He's just kind of kept quiet. So that's a little strange for me.
By the way, that rumor was started by Scott on a super chat, by the way.
Scott started it? All right. I told you, reliable.
With a super chat.
Right, with a super chat. Right. Goes a long way. So let's get to this final game, because I know Kev has to go. He probably won't be here one. I don't want to miss the score prediction for the Bills Dolphins game. So we'll start with Kev first on this one. So Bills at Miami. What do you got, man?
Well, this is going to be good condition for Buffalo's offense here to run the football. I think Miami is reeling a little bit. There's going to be something psychologically losing the way they lost at Baltimore, where they're going to have that doubt. Can we beat a big team or a team that's up one of the top echelons in the league here? They're going to have some self-doubt. Even the coaching staff. I do like Fangio to try to put a good program on the defense to help Miami, but I'm still going to take Buffalo in a late one here because I think they're going to have time of possession. I think Buffalo wins this game. I don't know if that's going to get them the title, the AFC title, or in a postseason, but I got Buffalo winning this one 24-21. But it seems closer, but Buffalo is going to be ahead, where Miami's going to try to make and see if they can make that play. And I think the Buffalo defense is going to make a key stop there and get the ball on turnover and down, win the football game.
All right. Curtis, go to you next, man. What's going to happen here, brother, in Miami?
Well, look, we're down X isn't playing. That means Eli Apple is going to either cover Shakir, Diggs, or Davis, which I don't like. Holland's been down. He came up downgraded to questionable, so we're not sure if he's playing. No Chubb, no Phillips. You're going to be able to run the ball off Dawkins on the left side because we got Agba, who's not good in stand-up, and you got Ingram there, and Cameron Good, who's not good. So, if you guys screw up and you try to cover Tyreek Hill, naked man, and we get on Waddle and get a couple big plays, one touchdown and get close to the red zone, then, maybe, and you turn the ball over or something, maybe it will be, a thing. But Daquan's going to make it tough to run inside. You're going to play your nickel all day. When you sit in nickel, that means you'll get some outside runs. A-Chain's going to punish you. Maybe Mostert, if he plays, he's going to punish you. But it's not going to be the regularity. Where you guys will probably be able to run a little bit inside as the game progresses. Wilkins and Seal is really good. I'm not so hot on your interior. You guys. So I think it's going to take a little time. But then, you add a few runs by Allen. You run to the edge. Brown's it's like 100 pounds bigger than Van Ginkel. And I think you're going to get, one-on-one coverage and some men, because I think, Fangio last week with the Ravens had a blitz. And sometimes the secondary just doesn't. They lose communication. So I'm really concerned. I think that, it would take a lot for the Dolphins to win. I think they can. There's areas, but it's gonna involve a lot of the Bills being stupid. Allen throwing those dumb picks, throw short or a fumble or something. And that can happen when you're, it's a tight game, it's an important game, and you're on the road. But if I'm just gonna be a bet man and be honest evaluation, I don't think Dolphins win. I think that they just don't have the physicality. They suffer in their secondary. And naked man. So, I think 31-17, unless Dolphins play way over their head and the Bills actually do stupid things. Allen can cough up the ball. Like last week, I was crazy against the Patriots when he rushed the ball and he put the ball out like that and fumbled it. That could have cost you the game. And so it's going to take some things like that to give us an opportunity. And it could be there, if we get that mojo early, a couple big scores, but it's going to be tough. I just, I'm hoping, I'm trying to be a fan, but I just think Dolphins lose 31-17.
Curtis, okay. Don't have no fear. There's an alien walking in Miami. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard it's so funny. By the way, I do believe, though, in UFOs. I do. But I don't know if he's walking in the mall. Joe Robbie Stadium. My God, Amy still calls it Joe Robbie.
I love that name. I hate these new names.
I love the original stadium names thing, like back in the day. Just these
Orange
names now
Bowl.
Yes, the names now are terrible, man.
Terrible.
Ralph Wilson Stadium was
it's
the
all,
rich.
Yeah,
oh, man.
They buy the names and put these stupid-ass names up there.
Yeah, bro. Hard Rock. Woo.
Yeah.
By the way, that's what they call me on a Saturday night.
Oh!
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Hey, you. Trevor. Wow, Trevor. Scott's saying, what's going on with Juan? Let me get with Juan.
Well, I'm still here, so.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Talk to them, Trevor. Talk to them, Trevor.
So give us your thoughts, Trevor.
I mean, listen. It's been a long year, I guess. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm redoing my thing right now, but I don't know. I just every year I love doing this every year, so this is great. So.
What do you got as a score, man? Come on, give us a score prediction.
Oh, you talking about something else? Oh shit!
Yeah. But you can talk about whatever you want, brother. Go ahead.
As long as you super chat.
As long as you super chat, yeah.
Of course.
Right. Or just ask Scott. Ask Scott if you don't have the money.
All right, so pretty much everything that I said 6 weeks ago after the Eagles game against the Bills was going to happen. Pretty much the same thing happened. Playing for the division, week 18. So I knew that was going to happen. And I do believe that Buffalo will win this division. And I do think that the momentum's in their favor. I think Miami's trying to figure themselves out, like trying to, first of all, mentally figure out if they can actually get through this. Because if they lose the game, have to go on the road to Kansas City afterwards, and it's like,
let's not talk about that, all right? I'm just trying to deal with the loss for the Bills. I want to hear about going to KC too.
No, I'm sorry. but I
used to like you, Trevor.
No, I still do. I feel like it too, Curtis. Of course. Oh, Scott Blakely's hilarious.
Scott saying Trevor super chat's overrated.
Nah, so Scott Blakely is the MVP, man. Scott Blakely is the man. Like, before we get to that, that's great, but. I'm going to go Buffalo winning this game 30-23. I think the Jets. I think the Jets. I think the Dolphins fight to try to make it interesting, but I do think that the Bills pull off with the win. But they got some soul searching they got to get into right now. But I think all the momentum's in Buffalo. They win the division and AFC East champions yet again. I'm saying Buffalo 30, Dolphins 23.
Hey, just a side note, Trent Brown's out with illness and Hunter Henry's out with the knee. Patriots are going to probably win.
I never understood that, especially when we have key players losing. We lose key players. They always seem to play even harder and steal games. Like in the game against Pittsburgh, I'm like I don't know how. I don't know how we lost a lot of key players on defense, and we're depleted there already, and we still won the game anyway. So I don't know how
Luis.
that works.
Luis coming in. What's up, Tommy? Bills 38-28, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions. I would love it. So, yeah, man, I actually have the score the same as Curtis, 31-17 Buffalo. I just think the momentum right now is really in favor of Buffalo. Also, the health. Everything is just kind of going into the Bills' favor right now. Like, everything's happening good right now for Buffalo. It's not perfect, though. The offense is still...
Until you lose tomorrow.
Still a little fucking, well, I don't think so, but we'll find out. Listen, it's going to be definitely an interesting game. But yeah, somebody mentioned earlier that Denver game, blessing in disguise, really. I mean, if we don't lose there, probably keep Ken Dorsey on for a couple more weeks, probably lose more games, and we're not sitting here. So I think everything kind of happened for a reason. The injuries early on sucked, but trading for Rasul Douglas was actually, once again, it's just like one of those things. It's like we needed a corner. He was there. We got him. It helped this defense. Getting back, Daquan Jones at the right moment. I mean, it's crazy as it sounds. I didn't think he'd be back, and he is. Then we got guys like Linval Joseph that we picked up off the streets, who's been playing very good football, and that's just another addition. So right now, the team's really starting to come together, especially on defense. It's the offense that's a little bit worries me still, but I think our defense is really the key to everything. And I know Curtis talked about Tyreek Hill, but the Bills have really played well against Tyreek Hill since he's joined Miami. Regular season, I don't think Hill's topped 100 yards against the Bills. So we've actually handled the Dolphins offense fit pretty good. Now the playoff game was a different, I don't know what the hell happened there, but in regular season, Bills and Dolphins have had really good games. I felt like the Bills match up well against the Dolphins. And I think Waddle being a little banged up is going to hurt them in this game too, because he's been the one player who's played well against Buffalo. And if he's a little banged up, you best believe the Bills' corners are going to play physical on him. If we stop their run attack and we leave it to strictly where Tua has to pass, we're going to put pressure there. We're gonna get to me, the key to getting Tua is up the middle, and that starts with Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones. It's not the edges. And the way Ed Oliver's been playing Daquan Jones now since he's been back is really pushing offensive line back. And Miami has a problem right now, offensive line. They are not good. So I could definitely see an Ed Oliver getting in the backfield, causing some disruption, batting some passes down. That's why I believe Buffalo will win 31-17. By the way, the reason why I think they see maybe Bills will be more Bills in attendance, I think they see where the tickets are coming from, are being bought. So maybe that's one reason. Maybe they're seeing a lot of people Buffalo buying.
It would be a shame if that actually happens where you lose.
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me, Curtis.
But brutal.
Let me put this out there. Let me be the skeptical person there. If you're a season ticket holder for the Miami Dolphins and you have a chance to sell that ticket at a high price and pretty much cover half of your cost of the season tickets, wouldn't you be tempted? Remember, the wages here in Florida aren't as high across the country. So I don't blame the fan base to try to do that there. And guys, I'm going to step out. Juan,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, say goodbye.
Good to see you. Thank you
Hey,
guys
Juan,
for
you showed up
here. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, be good, Kev. Juan. Talk to me. There. Hey, I just needed to hear that voice. Thank you, man. Honestly, Juan.
I'm sorry. I had to be an uncle.
No,
I had a party to go to.
It's fine. Everybody in the chat.
Mad early now. I missed so much that the times is shifted now.
It's fine.
I've been gone. I know.
I'm super happy you're here for the final episode. We waited for you. So I want to start off by saying, one, thank you so much, Trevor and Juan, because I don't know if Trevor's going to be back either, guys. I want to say thank you. We started this in 2021. without these guys, I wouldn't be here as far as this show, this AFC Shakedown. I met them on another platform. Won't name the platform, but it wasn't the greatest in the world. Sure. But I met these two gentlemen, and we kicked it right from the start. Great dudes. And man, I got something to show you guys. I have to show you. It's our very first episode. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy, and this is the AFC East Shakedown. Welcome to the premiere episode. I'm going to go ahead and get my boys on. Of course, you guys, I got to say, the Dolphin, Captain D, running late. Typical Dolphin fan.
This is what I mean about Miami.
First episode.
Can't rely on them. They're always late. But let's get on the Patriot fans. Here we go. Trevor and Juan from the
There
Sports
they
Channel.
are.
Oh, the
What's up, bro? What's up, guys?
How's everybody doing today?
How's everybody doing?
Good, brother. Good. How was you guys ready or what? Man? One more day. Not even half a day or whatever for finally real football.
Well, so 24 hours from now,
Yes.
all the afternoon games are over.
Dude,
Whoa. Less than 24 hours, finally. 24 hours from now, we'll be 1-0. 24 hours from now.
Look at that. Look at Juan with the
I'm
confidence
pretty
back
sure we
then.
weren't too. I'm pretty sure we lost.
We're gonna go over that later, but I like the confidence. I do. I'm thinking the same thing. Want to know for sure. But hey, I appreciate you guys hopping on. And just a heads up, guys, whoever's watching, Trevor and Juan are going to be joining me every Saturday at 7:35, along with Captain D. What's up, Luis Rodriguez? I appreciate you popping on.
7:30 back then.
7:30, guys.
Jump on with me every Saturday at 7:35. AFC.
Hey, look, this is where Captain D
Or whatever.
This is where Captain D jumps on. Where we shred him.
In the business. Listen, I can't hate on that. But I got Captain D on. The Dolphin fan. What's up, brother? You made it. You guys, this is Captain D. I want you guys to this is the Dolphin fan who's running late, who's glad to have you on the show, Mr. Captain D. And we were so nice and we waited, right, guys, for the slow Dolphin fan to come on board. I mean, if this is how you guys are gonna be, I mean,
well, we can't be like this tomorrow. We gotta,
Shout out to Fidel Castro. What the fuck, dude? That's wild.
So I had to take us back down memory lane, guys. No, we're gonna have rants. No more. Oh, you're right, Trevor. Oh my God, if Trevor leaves, Anyways, guys, I had to go back memory lane. My God, my camera was so bad. Everything was so bad. It was so crazy.
I seen the accent, all the Afro. I was going up.
Juan had his confidence going. We're going 1-0, baby. I had to bring it back. So yeah, 2021. 2 years dusty. Yeah, that's what it does. But guys, man, it's been a awesome ride. Captain D is in Vegas, so he couldn't make it. But
there's one thing that hasn't changed.
Yeah. One thing that hasn't changed. It's Captain D. But I will say, Captain D's first year, like we couldn't do it without him either. He did show up a lot that year. He was going through a lot. Personal stuff, and it brung us together. Like it really was a fun, man. We still have fun, but it was so much fun, guys. Like we had a great time doing a lot.
We're not trying to leave you out, Curtis.
Yeah.
You gotta be quiet like that.
Man. Yeah, no, Curtis. No, Curtis is. By the way, Curtis joined us. No, it's fine. Curtis joined us a few times that I believe too that year later on as a guest. So we've been on. We started in 2021. So, but man, these guys, and we could never. The whole thing with us. I remember we could never find a Jets guy for the longest time.
The first year, they had the Jets fan with the bag over his head, and he was our mascot for the year.
Oh yeah, we did.
And then we had the other guy from the other channel.
Oh,
he did like a couple weeks.
One time, I believe. It was two.
Twice. Two times.
Twice. Okay.
Yeah. Very optimistic Jets fan, and he quickly bounced. And but man, it was honestly, guys, I couldn't do this without you. And man, when Juan told me the news, it sucked, man. But it's bittersweet because I'm proud of you, Juan, and I know you're heading in the right direction in life in general. So, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead, Juan. Talk to the fam, man. Talk to the fam because you'll always be fam.
Wants to fight around in my room. I don't know what the fuck that was. Anyway, I didn't prepare a speech, and I'm not good with this.
No, you're fine.
But what I will say is, for the last 2 seasons and change, because I will count the first 6 or 7 weeks that I was here. I was depressed, but I was here. This has been a blast. I thank everyone that I've met throughout the comment sections who's been in the shows themselves. Curtis, Captain D, Kev, who I've seen for 6 seconds. At least I've seen him for 6 seconds. Scott, Jose, Spin. Oh, there's too many comment people for me to thank. So, you guys, so much love. Especially Scott. Scott, no, he's my favorite. This year, so at least I'll leave give an explanation.
I look like Fidel Castro.
Now you saw that. I've been saw that except for Fidel Castro. Wow. The reason why I didn't come up a lot is because I kind of didn't want to talk about the same damn thing over and over again. Because for a while, the Patriots were losing the same way over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I didn't see the point of me coming in to talk about the same losses. The offense is literally not scoring at least 10 points to win games. You didn't want to come for me to come here and talk about that because I wasn't going to say anything. So I didn't want to disrespect anybody in the show here. I didn't want to disrespect anybody on the comments. I didn't want to disrespect anybody watching by me just sitting here looking like a fucking zombie. So if I'm going to not give my best effort, why the fuck would I sit here and waste everybody's time? So that's why I was coming. And also, I'm also in, what do we call Captain D last year? Loveland?
Loveland.
Yeah, I'm also in Loveland. So that doesn't help my case much either.
That's what we called it. Yeah. Loveland. Took a trip down Loveland, never came back. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm on that too. So, I had to,
ain't nothing wrong with being in Loveland,
Yeah, man. The job is going pretty well. I'm in and pretty good path to get a big promotion in about a month, so I might start making money. So that's good. So I'm busy as fuck. So that's another reason. But that's why I wasn't here. Because nobody here, because nobody in the comments, none of that. You guys are football family as far as I'm concerned. So I am gonna miss you guys. Maybe I'll sneak in. I still know the host.
Yeah,
I got a connection with the host.
We'll always be friends. Yeah, always.
So it may not be the last time you see me. So I don't want to say goodbye, but I'll say see you later. I think that feels a lot better.
I like that.
I'll say that.
I like that, man. Hey, like I said, man. Listen, guys. By the way, everyone in the chat. This show. This podcast, AFC Shakedown, that is, it's not going anywhere. It's a week 1 through week 18 thing. It's always been that way, right? So once week 18 ends, AFC Shakedown ends for the year. We will be back next season. The one person like Juan is obviously stepping away from the show, but Trevor doesn't know just quite yet. What he's doing. So we're going to talk about that during the off season. Yeah. I hope he does because man, it's everyone loves Trevor. Everyone loves his rants.
Specific personality.
Yeah, you really do.
You should.
Yeah. So it's not. We're not. Trust me, we're not going anywure, guys. Like at least the show's not going anywhere. Curtis will be back. I don't
know. My Dolphins get nuked. I might run.
Curtis, right? Curtis might run.
It's the same thing that Juan's saying.
Right. Scott coming in. Trevor and Juan, on behalf of the chat, you are both awesome. Regardless, you are always welcome to come back or visit. Really miss you. Trust me. They know that. No matter what, they're going to always be part of the fam.
Oh, yeah.
and welcome back.
Spin,
I told Juan.
I saw that. You want it to be because of you?
Where you at? What did you say?
So for me, it's a little bit different. An opportunity for a job in the city has come up, so I'm trying to do the test and training for it. So if I do go with it, and it does fall in my favor, it's something that can really help me and my family really move up to the next step. And then I'll end up being really busy as hell. So hopefully everything goes well. But the bittersweet thing is that I will miss you guys a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really real with you. When we first did this show, I was really moved to how the Bills Mafia fan base embraced me and Juan as Patriot fans. How you guys embraced us, the way you guys did. Rivalry aside, you guys are a class act fan base. No, I'm talking I'm talking about before, but I'm saying like Scott. Scott welcomed us with open arms. Jose was one of the OGs here, always having our back and just growing with us. Beth and a whole bunch of you guys. I'm trying to remember everybody's name, but you guys.
Beth isn't here today. It sucks. Beth's not here, but Beth has been.
Beth's not here.
Yeah, she's been one of the ones that've been here since day one. We've had some loyal. By the way, like when we started this, guys, you remember, like we had like what 5-10 people. It wasn't a lot.
Maybe.
Like
maybe.
you know what I mean. And the numbers just grew and grew throughout the years, and it's been, man, like just really, really fun. Like I said, like just we don't even do them. I'll be honest with you, since you guys kind of been off and on this year, and Juan especially, like I totally cut away with like what's up with that, and the we used to all do the rants, and we'd all have like all these little segments that we did, and we did it for fun because it was just fun. Like this show was never. Yeah, it was fun. It was like I never wanted it to be a serious football show, like So, but man, it's been a blast, guys. It really, really has. And I'm glad that we got obviously Captain D in Loveland. I went and picked up Curtis, who's now
pick me up. Wait.
Picked him up. I had a super. I picked him up from
I didn't know.
From the other side of the world. But no, Curtis is, by the way, too, doing this like just content thing, you meet a lot of shitty people and you also meet a lot of really good ones. These two guys on the bottom, Trevor and Juan, awesome dudes. Curtis has been like a brother to me as well. And who knows? And by the way, these guys are Patriots fans and Dolphin fan. Like, you would never think, like, of all the people that I've talked to, which probably more have been Bills content creators, I've become closer to the opposite enemy in a way.
Yeah.
So it's wild how things work out. And then we finally got a Jets guy in Kevin, who's really good dude as well.
He's a really good guy.
And Captain D, obviously, I've known for a long, long time, since I was a kid, basically. So he's welcome back, and he knows that. And so are you, Juan, and so are you, Trevor, if you decide to, if you get. And by the way, I do wish you well. I hope you get that job. I do, because that's more important than anything. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know what I mean? I wish you the best with that. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. And you guys have any last words before we go?
Wait.
Curtis does. Go ahead, Curtis.
Hey, listen, Juan, Trevor. I'm a monkey, and I act like a monkey, but I'm pretty perceptive. I've lived a very long life, seen a lot of people, and seen a lot of stuff. I have a good way of like analyzing people. I actually was trained to do that and all that stuff. You guys are very intelligent and very real. And that was one of the first things that I noticed when I came on. I know real people, and you're real humans, and you're very smart. You know the game. There's a lot of people I talk to, like Tommy, who doesn't know the game of football. And so it was a pleasure, honestly, to talk, real football. It wasn't just rah-rah stuff. You guys know the game, and you're genuine. So I really do appreciate the time. I really do. I mean that 100%. Not so much with Tommy, but more with you guys.
I'll put it with you, Curtis, man. I learned a lot from you, because your knowledge of the game is more than probably anybody I've ever met so far. So,
by the way, do we have an epic rant, a closeout for the 2023 season? Or
to be fair, my rant was actually stolen by Kevin with the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Okay.
But I let him have it though. I let him have it. Other than that, it's not really more of a rant. It's more of a thank you. A really good thank you. I'm really humble that you guys have welcomed us here. You guys are the best YouTube chat in the world, and I'm forever grateful for you guys. And like I said, like Juan said, it's not goodbye. It's mostly just I'll see you guys soon. Whenever you guys do lives, I may be in the chat, sending super chats to you guys too. You know, I might be
there
in
you go. Got that new job.
We're letting you on.
Yeah. And also, Tommy. My brother and my father will be in Detroit for the draft this year. So
I'm trying to go, by the way, to that. I'm trying to do a live feed from there. Tickets aren't available yet.
No. They aren't available. Usually, how the draft works is, as long as you guys are in the vicinity, it's fine. But in Kansas City, there was no tickets.
No ticket. You just go.
No, you just go. Yeah.
All right. So link up with me because I'm gonna definitely go that Thursday. I'm gonna try my best to record from my phone. I'm gonna try my best. But I'll meet up with you for sure. And
we'll big draft too.
Yeah. And it's in Detroit. Why not go? You know what I mean? So. But man, guys, once again, thank you so much, man, from the bottom of my heart. We did this, like I said, 2021, and I couldn't do it without you. I brought you the idea. You guys were down for it, and you were awesome since day one, man. So thank you so much, chat. Obviously, I couldn't do this without you as well. We wouldn't be here without you. We will see you guys next season for week 1 of the AFC Shakedown. So till then, we love you, and as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace out.
Best of luck, guys.
Best of luck, guys.
Go fit.
Bye-bye. See, Peter, he's too fast. You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B. I'm pressing B. He's too fast. Going over here? Going over here now?